Well, hello folks, my name's Ian and welcome to my channel. This is a hashtag gifted. Nice people at the Evolution Tools have sent me a tool for review. It is, well, it is in fact the Evolution Rage 5S. As it says on the tin. Well, I know it's a box, but similar thing. Right, it's a fold-up collapsible saw. So it's going to take up minimal space. Good, because we only have minimal space in there. Right, one saw, one blade, cuts all, and that is what we are going to put to the test. It's got a 255mm blade included. From what I've seen, it gives a depth of cut of 83mm. It does bevels of 58mm, and it's got a slided bevel, slided table. Let's get it out the box and have a look. That bit slides up and down, that bit extends, that bit slides. And with this on its side, it does indeed say it will cut mild steel, it will cut aluminium checker plate, durbar, MDF, chipboard, plywood, PVC and perspex, laminate flooring and wood with nails. And I think we've got near enough all those, so we'll be able to put it through its test. First of all though, let's get it open. Well, as you can see folks, and I'm not a little chap, it's a big box. So get that inside of there. Right, there we go. So that's well packed. So at this point, we start taking things out. Right, well, certainly first observations there, it comes well packed. There's a lot of stuff zip tied to each other, so make sure if you do get one of these, you get yourself a pair of snips to facilitate unpacking it. Hey, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen, unpacked, and this is what we've got. We've got the folding leg frames, we've got the wheels, we've got bags of nuts and bolts, we've got one Allen key, got associated fences, rip guides, and a set of instructions. Hopefully, for the Evolution Rage 5S. I'm not sure what the S stands for. Oh my giddy aunt. Well, even I should be able to follow by numbers. I'm not going to show you me assembling it. Go to the Evolution website. I can put a link in the description. There is a series of 3 videos. One's on assembly, one's on calibration, and one's on using it. So it's pointless me doing that here, or else it'll be a big long. Look at this. Are you ready? That's just one-handed. Ease of operation, one-handed. Right, I have a few things, a bit of fettling to do, as in at the very beginning, at the very first page it tells you to align this gauge to 0, and I didn't, so now I've got to do. And I'm going to say it's built. There's some nice little features I've seen on this, and like I say, it's a sight saw, but they've put some features in which you'd expect on a more expensive saw. Okay, there's a place to hold your push knife. Right, we've got the spanner changing wrenches, easily located on that stud. Put that on there, we'll lose that later. Use the end of that to unscrew the riving knife. So that's easy enough to now change the blade with the twin spanners, and you can attach the guard. Well, she's almost ready for actually using. What I do like, it's a cast aluminium protector gauge. It's got a hold down, fits into that. That will lock into the bed via that hole, and then you can unclick that and use it as a sliding mitre table. Because if you come under here and you pull that down and twist it, you've now got a sliding mitre table, and that, I'm going to tell you, is most useful and something you shouldn't really expect in a what's really a sight saw. We've set the blade up, we set the guide up, we've moved that over to 20, allowing for a little bit of parallax. Quite a positive movement on the guard. Right. Oh, look at that, bang on 20 to the inside of the blade. To that. So it's quite a positive, accurate guide. Now I ain't going to be doing woodworking on this video, but I would be confident enough to be able to cut some wood straight. I believe the strength of this is it'll all open dead wide, and you can cut an 8x4 sheet on this. Why don't we open it wide? I mean, I'm not going an 8x4 sheet. And quite a width it is too, which is just a shy under 48 inches. I mean, like 1/4 of an inch under 48 inches. Now, that's probably down to me, the way I've set it up. I have rushed through the setting. This video would take forever otherwise. But it looks pretty good. It's, well, certainly as it says on the tin, quite an impressive 85mm cut. Right, we can also tilt that. So I believe you pull that lever out, and you can pull the gears. I can show you that. You pull the gears out of that, and that allows you to move it to whatever degrees you want on there. Let's go to 30 degrees and lock that. Then we've got a 30-degree cut. Well, I slid it back to 0. Tried every square I've got. They all say that we are actually touching at the bottom, but there must be a slight bow in the blade. So it touches at the top and it touches at the bottom, but as you can see, there's a slight gap in between. And then I have to use whichever tool I'm using. Slight gap in the middle. Maybe the blade is thinner in the middle. Maybe. Anyway, we will wind it down. Easy, positive action. For what it is, don't forget, this is what it is, about several £100, so it's not a panel saw, is it? It's a site saw. But I'm impressed with what it is at the moment, and I haven't even cut anything. It's accurate. We'll find out when we start cutting things. So that fits on the top one, and also fits to the guard, which you've got dual extraction. A Hoover vacuum cleaner will fit to that extraction. The Henry will probably do the same job on there. Right, let's get set up and cut something. I thought, well, go on, put the guard on. But remember, fit that first before you fit that. LDV. We've got some normal laminate flooring, and we've got this plastic box section that we use for fencing. We'll cut those up, then we'll try the aluminium durbar. They all stand at one side when I switch the machine on. If you don't plug it in, nothing's going to happen. Oh well, I can't fault that. I can't fault that at all. That is straight out of the box. That's a very nice 90 degree cut. I will tighten up the clamp. Holding that down. Look at the line there. Pretty neat cut for rough wood. 23.5mm, 9¼ inches before the blade, and I still have a good way as well. So wow, that's a very nice cut. Of course, we've got a new blade on, and on the underside, there's no tear out either. So it's quite an impressive little bit of sewing. But then again, like I say, it's a brand new blade. Let's up the ante a little, eh? But again, a very nice clean cut with no tear outs, and that's with this multi-cut blade, you know, metal, steel, aluminium, fiberboard, miterboard, whatever. It seems to cut anything. Anything? Well, it certainly does say on the box it'll cut aluminium checker plate. So let's get that put through the guy. Oh, what a nice clean cut that is too. No tear out on either side. But we're going to start pushing this blade, aren't we? So a bit before we move on to the more interesting scrapping selection, we're going to got some RHS rolled hollow section. We've got something like 20-20 box, 30-30 box, and 50-25 box. They're both 2 mil, 2.5 mil thick. That seemed to go effortlessly. Right. Tiny little bit of a burr there. I haven't set this up particularly accurately. It's near enough straight as it come out the box. Certainly the blade is. I've done nothing to the blade. But you can't fault that, can you? You can't fault that at all. Again, pretty neat cut, no tear out either side. That tiny little burr right at the very end. Gotta be careful with those, razor sharp. But then again, this is not a specific metal cutting machine, is it? Not like the slugger I've got in there. Nothing to complain about. You can do some fabrication on here with that. You could make a table on here. Shall we do a miter cut? Why not? I've just cleaned the burr off that, and look at that. I could certainly live with that as a fabrication saw. I don't think I could get away with the guard being on. And the guard is simple to remove. You just unscrew that. It's spring loaded, so it comes off. Voila, and easy to put back on again. Let's get you set up. A little naughty, but needs must. And I'll be standing well to one side. Yeah, so there we go. Nice clean cuts. I think this machine is going to turn out to be quite a scrapper's tool. kind of running out of ideas of things to cut up. One of the things I do get quite a lot of is empty fire extinguishers. They're about 1.5 milli thick, mild steel. That blade shouldn't have a problem. I don't want to do two things too dangerous. But I think we will have a go. We'll clamp it so it won't twist. We'll run it through, turn it over, run it through again. Why not? I'm going to utilise the sliding table. Again, you just go on the side, unclick it, you fasten that down to the hole in there. That locks that to that. I've made myself another one that fits in that side. I put the cylinder in between, slide that up, clamp it together, run it through the saw. Well, that worked rather well. What we've got to do is take it off, reset. Line of cut. Line the cuts up. Do cut two. This Evolution saw seems to be cutting everything I seem to be throwing at it. Oh, pretty much does what it says on the tin. Right, I don't have a lot of room in my shed. Good about this, it folds up, it's light enough to pick up with one hand, even though the instructions say you need two people. And I can pick it up safely stored in the shed. Like I say, I don't have a great deal of room. It doesn't take up a great footprint stored vertically. I've thrown quite a few things at it. Fire extinguishers. I've cut my aluminium plate up, increased the value. I've cut something else up. That's in another video. Laminate flooring. I did aluminium box section. I didn't film that, but it sailed through it. Composite decking and some 3 milli mild steel, which it went through with ease. Not to mention the checker plate. Well, there we go, folks, and that Evolution saw, the Rage 5S, it certainly did everything it said it could do on the side of the box. The blade, I'm impressed with the blade. I've had a good look at it. No chips out of the carbide or tungsten. Blade, let's have a look at the screen. Yes, that Evolution 255 multi-material cutting blade. I'm impressed. It sailed through everything I had. Now, of course, the 255 depends on what you're cutting. If you're not cutting anything very thick, you can put smaller size blades on, like the 185, the 155. They're cheaper. Speaking about cheaper, guy Tom at Evolution, who reached out to me, has put a discount code. So if you're going to buy a blade, or you're going to buy a saw, or any of the tools on the Evolution site, you'll get a 5% discount. The code's IMATTHEWS. I'll put that in the description. And then finally, although I couldn't show it off because me and Woodwork, we don't do very well. In the manual, quite comprehensive, and I finished there at that lot, but then it goes on to tell you about the sliding carriage, basic table saw operations, cross-cutting, mitre cross-cutting, bevel cross-cutting and compound mitre cutting. So repetitive cross-cutting, bevel ripping. The book tells you all. It's not something I'll be doing. Last but not least, I will tell you, if you do get one of these saws, go to the Evolution site and watch the assembly guide. Unlike me, who didn't. Right, Ian in his shed, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you very much again to Evolution, to Tom for sending that, reaching out, sending it to me. I hope to see you all in the next video. I've got some scrap to cut up.